Hey boss, I got a request from a friend of mine named Greg, who actually is a manager for an organization, and he asked that I do a training on creating a positive experience for new hires in a virtual environment. And I thought that it was a great suggestion, and so that's why I'm doing it. And if there are other ideas that you might have to make your life a little easier when it comes to leading and managing teams, then please in the comments section below write what you would like some more training on, and I'll be glad to do a video and we'll see what we can do. So I thought that my friend Greg had a great idea when it comes to onboarding new hires in a virtual environment, and how do you create that positive experience? Because as you know, we are working from home, a lot of us, and also there was a recent survey, and I mentioned this in my last video that I did, where half of the CEOs do not even know if they're going to be bringing their people back. So it looks like that physical space that we were so used to going to when we got hired, that it is not happening. And when it comes to you as the boss and creating that positive experience, and you're not physically there to say, hey, welcome to the team, and also you're not connecting them with their colleagues and their coworkers who they're going to be working with. So how do you do that in a virtual environment? Well, there is a company that is LogMeln, and they actually had the same challenge last year when they all of a sudden went virtual. And so I kind of wanted to share with you some of the things that they're doing that I thought were great ideas that can also help you, because we want to create an experience where the new hires feel like they are welcome and part of a team and are going to be engaged. So the first thing that you can do is to really think about this. And I think I forgot to introduce myself. Hey, I'm Dr. Heather Williamson with the Transformation Group, if you don't already know me. All right, so the first thing that we can do is to actually create those virtual video meetings, because that's where it's at these days. So virtual meetings, and you would do this with your team and welcome that new hire to the team and say, hey, I'm so excited, Susie, that you are part of our group. We are excited to be working together. And hey, I'd also want to introduce you to your colleagues that you're going to be working with. And so give them the opportunity, your other direct reports, the opportunity to introduce themselves, share a little bit of information about them personally, and what their roles and responsibilities are. So this is a great way to help this new hire know who it is who they're going to be working with immediately in the direct team. And also what I would also suggest is that once the meeting is over, have your teammates or have your direct reports actually have one-on-ones with the new hire, so they get to know more personally that individual, and it's going to start building the relationships and connections that are going to be needed down the road. All right, now the second way that you can actually increase or get that positive experience that you're wanting with the new hire in your virtual work environment is to identify a welcome buddy. So when you think about a welcome buddy, this is somebody who is going to be the on-point person who is going to say, hey, if you need anything, I'm here for you. So the welcome buddy should be somebody at that same rank and level. And then also make sure that they know that, hey, I'm here to help you. I'm going to show you the ropes. It could be somebody who has been a new hire recently, and so they're all those new hire questions are going to be kind of top of mind. And also it's a great way to make sure that there is a constant connection with that new hire. Now, the third way that you can create that positive experience in a virtual work environment for your new hire is to establish a weekly meet and greet. So you've already introduced the new hire to your immediate team. Now, what you may want to do is also introduce your new hire to outside of the immediate teams, to others within the department or even outside the department. Because basically what you're going to be doing is you're going to allow them to build their internal network, because they're not walking down the hall and seeing these people. So you got to be creative and intentional in doing it another way. And also, when you are doing this and you're introducing others to your new hire, and you do this on a scheduled weekly basis, you are allowing them to build connections, learn more about the company, and also learn more about their other employees, coworkers, roles and responsibilities, and how it all kind of interplays with, what they're doing. All right, now the fourth way that you can create that positive experience with your new hire is to establish a virtual mentor. So the mentor's role, think about just a regular mentor. There's somebody who is going to help them grow. And so whether it comes to being a resource for educational learnings, being a resource for advice and feedback, or even just the opportunity to share expectations, the mentor to share expectations on personal growth opportunities. So having a mentor is great for this. Also, it helps to build connections. Now, the fifth way that you can actually provide that positive experience with your new hire in your virtual work environment is to space out the learnings. So I have a friend who recently got hired with a company, and the company just dumped on her all the new hire information. It's like, I'm going to share, fill out the packet. This is what the company, vision, mission, all this stuff. This is what the expectations are for trainings. It was just dumped on her, and she was overwhelmed. She felt lost. She didn't know who to turn to when she had questions. So it would be a great idea if you space out, roll out those onboarding process more slowly, so that new hire has a chance to learn as they go and they're not feeling overwhelmed. Also, when you allow the new hire to kind of learn at their pace and on their own time frame during the day, it actually shares or gives them the opportunity to delve more deeply into the material and to be able to ask you great questions when they arise. It also gives, you should be flexible in kind of giving them the leeway on how they're going to work and when they're going to work when you want this intro, onboarding process to be completed. And also, one other thing to think about is to acknowledge their virtual work environment. I mean, they are now working from home. So your new hire may have children, who are actually learning virtually, or they're homeschooling, or they may be sharing space with a spouse who is working virtually and a roommate. So keep all this in mind, and when you acknowledge this, you're showing empathy and support. All right. Now, the sixth way to make sure that you are providing that positive experience when it comes to new hires is to document your virtual onboarding process. So because this is new and you're not doing the traditional way of it in your physical environment office setting, it has to be created differently. And new ways of doing this is going to create new opportunities for engagement. So make sure you document what you're doing, identify what's working and what's not, and then tweak what is needed. Now, the last way to make sure that your employees or your new hires are experiencing a positive, great experience with you in their new virtual work environment is to make sure that you establish an ongoing touching base, touch points, and regular checking in. And this is really important because, once that period of, hey, you're brand new and the information has been dumped on you, and hopefully that's not happening, but it's spread out over time at a slower rate, it's important to make sure that you stay constantly in touch with the new hire so they don't feel isolated. because you never want that to happen. So this is an opportunity to check in, see how they're doing, where they might be struggling, where they might be unsure of where to look for information that is needed. So it's a great opportunity to create check-ins. Now, with regard to touch points, think about opportunities, even with your whole team, doing a virtual video conferencing, and that is to share company information that's coming down the road that they need to be aware of. It's also a time to share team celebrations. What successes have they had? It's a great way to build and create that engagement, motivation, and feeling of connectedness with the new hire. So hopefully, I want to recap real quickly that you've got some great tips on what you're going to do when you hire somebody new on your team. And that is to, one, know that virtual video meetings is where it's at. Second is to identify a welcome buddy to the team and assign that person to the new hire. The third is to establish a weekly meet and greet outside of the immediate team. And then the fourth is to establish a virtual mentor. The fifth is to space out your learnings so information is you're able to process that information working from home and overcoming those obstacles and challenges. And then the sixth is to document your virtual learning onboarding process. And then finally is establish ongoing touch points and check-ins for that new hire. All right. Hopefully you got some great use out of this information and can apply these tips to your virtual onboarding process. And if you need anything else, just write in the comment section below. If you like this video, please like the button. And also, don't forget to subscribe to get more tips like this. And last but not least, go out and be that boss that your employees want to work for. Until next time, bye.